Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin. Hello and welcome to episode 211 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is the topic of commitment. Now guys, I'm a bit revved up for this only because I've just gotten off a call with a prospect who wanted to come inside of the Online Trainers Mastermind, and we're just having a chat. And you know, if you know and you've ever had a call with me, you know that I go through a very simple process. I figure out where you are today, where you want to go in about 6 to 12 months, and then we work out a game plan on how to get there. Now inside of this was a very good conversation, and what happened was a lot of things started to rise up. Now, I'm a true believer about this, and this person said, yep, they're 100% committed, and they want to do it, and they want to get to work, but they can't make it happen now. And it was like, cool, I understand what you're saying, but that does not mean you're 100% committed. If you are 100% committed, what you would be saying to me is, Lynn, I'm going to make this happen, and I'm going to figure it out. Let's do it, and then we'll figure it out, okay? Because inside of the game of commitment, you cannot be committed and say, I'm not happy to do this today, and we'll do this another time. Inside of the game of commitment, what we see inside of, our day and our clients' days and everybody's days is that people say they're committed, but saying you're committed and actually being committed is completely different. The difference between the two is that the people that say they're committed, but they're not really, they find a way to make excuses. The people that are committed, they find a way to make it happen. Okay? Committed people find a way to make it happen. Not non-committed people find a way to make an excuse. And so inside of the game right now, I want to share this with you because if you've been listening to the podcast, maybe you've bought a course, maybe you've hired another business mentor in the past, and I'm going to have you consider that the fact that you haven't achieved the results that you want to achieve doesn't necessarily come from you didn't have the right strategy, you didn't get enough support. It was simply because you weren't committed enough to actually finding a way to make it happen. Inside of the space right now. And that doesn't go to show. There are a lot of terrible business mentors inside of the fitness space. It's filled with people that haven't been successful and teaching you what they've never been able to do, or teaching you something that they don't have any real results to stem from. And that's one of the biggest things that we see right now is that, before we start blaming others, before we start looking externally for the result, because nothing good will ever happen in your life if you don't go, you know what, this is my own life, this is my own pathway, this is on me. Was I committed? Because truthfully speaking right now, if you were committed to making shit happen in your life, do you need a mentor? Do you need a course? Do you need this? No, you don't. You need the ability to be relentless and resourceful enough, okay, and the ability to follow through on your word, to commit. Now, what does commitment mean? This isn't just for you, it's for your clients as well. Because if you get clients that say they're committed but aren't ready to commit, or they pay you but they're not really committed, then they will never follow through. And it's a waste of your time, it's a waste of their time. The fastest way to grow a business, the fastest way to get to 6 figures, to go from 6 to 7 figures, is to keep your customers happy. It's to find a way to keep them for life. And so if you're committed to doing that, guess what happens? You need to show them that they need to be committed as well. And so I want to do this short podcast episode right now because wherever you are, wherever you might be listening to this show, I wanted to go out there and go, okay, cool. Maybe things haven't happened for you, not based on the ability, or not based on the information, not based on the support you haven't received. Maybe things haven't happened for you. I'm going to have you consider that things may not have happened for you simply because you were not committed and you were not ready to run through brick walls when you were asked to run through brick walls. Because I know a lot of the times, for me, when I used to hire mentors, this is what I would think. I would ask to be saved. When I hired mentors, I was like, dude, I was literally saying, dude, are you sure this is going to happen? Are you sure? What's the guarantee? What's the guarantee that this is going to happen? And when you come in with that mindset, generally what happens is this. You are asking to be saved. You are asking not to do all the heavy work, but you are asking for somebody else to do the work for you. And I know that if I've gone into an agreement and I've asked to be saved, and I've not taken ownership of my own shit, to go, you know what? Give me the path and I will do it, and I will do it really, really well. Just give it to me. I know who I am. Inside of that space, if you can get yourself to that space, you will start seeing results that nobody around you begins to see. The funny thing is, we live in a world right now where there's so much information, there are so many shiny objects, there's so many distractions, that those who stay committed get amazing results that it makes everybody else on the outside go, what the hell happened to him or her? And I'm only sharing this with you because if you really want to change your life this year, it's not about more tactics. It's not about more information. It's not about trying to learn and get accountability. Sure, you need accountability, but the first thing that you need is an understanding of your commitment in the game, that this is it. That this is the big thing that you're going to commit yourself to, and nothing else matters beside getting you towards this goal. And the fact is, so many of us right now go through life, and I speak to you, but I also speak to myself. So many of us go through life and we expect shit to be handed to us on a silver platter. And the thing that I want to share with you is this. Simply, I had a conversation with a client the other week, and this was really funny, because as we begin to grow this online business or offline business, or whatever business you're growing, if things don't meet our expectations, we simply don't want them. We simply don't celebrate the process. And so this was the conversation. Okay, there was a client hanging outside her area and they wanted to meet up for coffee. And she didn't want to do that. And I said, why don't you want to do that? She's coming by your studio. She's going to be there. And she said, well, I don't know. I don't do this. I don't do face-to-face. And I'm like, dude, there is money coming to your doorstep right now asking you for help, and you're deciding to turn it away. You are hungry. We need food. There is cash flow coming inside of your doorstep, and just because they didn't opt into your email list, just because they didn't jump on and watch your webinar, just because they did not book inside a Calendly to set an appointment, a date with you to speak to you, you are not going to go out there to accept this. And it was a realization. And then she laughed. She just burst out. And I said, yeah, exactly my point. And so many times in life, we have these expectations of how things should be, how things should go. Yet in actual fact, business does not work that way. Life does not work that way. And if you cannot adapt, if you cannot see the opportunity ahead in front of you, you have a certain blueprint, and you believe that the world's supposed to work a certain way, be prepared to be hungry. Because there will be at times, right? There will be at times you'll need to do things that you need to do. There will be other times where you'll need to be resourceful. There will be other times when only you can develop the answer for yourself, because you won't have the accountability, the support in front of you, and that's okay. But if you don't learn to do this today, then you're going to be stuck for a very painful career and a very painful life in business. Now, the biggest thing is that if you want to lead a business and build a business and lead people and inspire people and bring people up all around you, then you have to be willing to lead yourself first. Leading yourself begins with the game of actually committing and being impeccable with your word. Second thing is actually taking full ownership of everything that happens in your life. So anyways, I'm going to get that off my chest. And with that being said, I hope this was useful for you. But, take this as just a bit of a growth lesson in terms of, sometimes in business, shit will not go the way we want it to go. And that's okay. That's okay. As long as you are committed, as long as you are resourceful, as long as you can actually handle it and not blame anyone else, then you're just going to be fine. Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks, and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.